opened the pages of Jamaica magazine. Welcome, I'm Audrey Williams. Today's focus, excellence. You'll meet some students who are walking the path of success. Also in the show, becoming a JDF officer. And we take a tour of a place that stands as homage to a people who believed in giving of their best. In Horses to Heroes, Kingston's Monumental Park. Stay with us. All that and more after the news.
Householders, business people, school administrators, protect yourself and your children from the Chikungunya virus. Be on the alert. Help control the mosquito population. Chikungunya is a virus transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which breeds in and around your home, workplace, and school. Destroy breeding sites. Empty old tires and all other containers where water can settle. Bore holes in old cans. Cover water drums and garbage cans. Wash flower pots and vases and clean pet dishes regularly. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Cover your body as much as possible and use mosquito repellent containing DEET. And if you're experiencing symptoms of chikungunya, a sudden high fever, headache, rash, nausea, pain, stiffness, or severe joint pains, see your doctor or go to the nearest health center.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, October 1. Government is making good on its decision to make the possession of small quantities of ganja a non-arrestable ticketable infraction that does not result in a criminal record. Stacey Ann Smith has more.
In May, Cabinet approved proposals to amend and enact legislation to do that and allow for the possession and use of ganja for religious purposes or for therapeutic purposes as prescribed by a medical practitioner, as well as for scientific research.
That legislation has now been drafted and will shortly go to the Legislation Committee of Cabinet for review, after which it will be taken to Cabinet for approval to be tabled in Parliament.
While making that announcement at Jamaica House on Tuesday, the Justice Minister said this meant the administration was still on track to take this legislation before Parliament during this calendar year. In a related move, on Tuesday, the lower house of Parliament approved legislation to automatically expunge the criminal records of persons convicted of minor ganja-related offences. The Senate had already passed the amendments to the Criminal Records Rehabilitation of Offenders Act on July 3, reducing the period for people convicted of misdemeanors to have their conviction expunged.
I've actually been in discussion with the Minister of Justice to ask him if possible, to deal with in regulations that any application for a police certificate will be deemed as an application for expungement to reduce the administrative bureaucracy.
While closing the debate in Parliament Tuesday, the National Security Minister said the amendment would also allow for the expungement of convictions involving teenagers 16 and under who have consensual sexual intercourse. A new bill is being drafted to allow citizens to possess small quantities of ganja and for religious groups to use the drug. Stacey Ann Smith reporting for JIS News.
In the meantime, Cabinet has approved proposals to amend the Dangerous Drugs Act to legally pave the way for local medical marijuana and industrial hemp industries under a controlled regime. Justice Minister Senator Mark Golding said Cabinet gave its approval on Monday, September 22.
And that means that drafting instructions can now be issued to the Office of Parliamentary Counsel for the preparation of the legislation that is required to facilitate the implementation of those proposals.
He said while the amended law would observe Jamaica's anti-narcotics obligations, the industries would operate on the license.
It must be emphasized that these proposals must be consistent with the existing requirements of the anti-narcotics treaties to which Jamaica is a party.
Licensing authorities will be established to govern the licensing processes for participation in the medicinal ganja and industrial hemp industries. The Ministry of Health is insisting that there is no shortage of paracetamol tablets and syrup in the public health sector. Paracetamol such as Panadol, Cetamol and Tylenol are used in the treatment and management of chikungunya symptoms. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Marion Bullock-Ducasse says contrary to media reports, the National Health Fund has adequate supply of the drugs. Dr. Ducasse says the ministry not only has regular and emergency stock, it also has supplies on order which can be accessed quickly if the need arises. She has urged the regional health authorities to pay close attention to their inventory management systems, especially in CHIKV-affected parishes, so that stocks are delivered in a timely manner. In the meantime, the Acting Chief Medical Officer says the ministry will continue its holistic response to the chikungunya outbreak. Cabinet has approved an additional $95 million to help farmers counter the effects of the recent drought. Acting Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Derek Kellier says $50 million of the total will be spent immediately and the remainder in the first quarter of next year.
Of the $50 million mentioned above, $30 million will be spent in Phase 1 on the resuscitation of farms that suffered losses.
Crops targeted include corn, tomato, red peas, pak choy, carrot and hot pepper.
The support contemplated will be the provision of planting materials, fertilizer, and also support with land preparation.
This will be administered by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, and about 5,000 farmers in the eastern parishes stand to benefit. And finally, as the nation celebrates Senior Citizens Week, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security and related agencies will be conducting a review of the 1997 National Policy for Senior Citizens. The aim is to develop appropriate responses and strategies to address the current demands of the elderly population, including housing, healthcare, insurance and transportation.
I want to challenge the private sector businesses, non-governmental organizations, and the church, as well as faith-based entities, to step up to the plate in assisting in providing some of these services that will assist in giving relief to older persons.
Senior Citizens Week runs from September 28 to October 4 under the theme Active Aging Through a Healthy Lifestyle. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
Schools, colleges, businesses need research material for the upcoming heritage celebrations? Look no further. The Jamaica Information Service has all the heritage items you need. Books, flags, posters, CDs and DVDs. Don't wait until the last minute. Get your material today. Special package deals are available from as low as $500 and giveaways with every purchase while stocks last. Visit the Jamaica Information Service at 58A Halfway Tree Road, Kingston, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on Fridays. Come in, call, or click to place your order. Email research@jis.gov.jm or call 926-3590-4.
Education is said to be one of the most viable means to achieve success, and I tend to agree. What say you? In strategic priority number 4, human capital development, we review how the program of advancement through health and education PATH has allowed students to think and dream big.
Government remains committed to developing our human capital. So much so that the administration has made it a strategic priority for the 2014-2015 financial year. One of the ways it's seeking to improve human capital is by ensuring that all children, especially those at risk, have access to quality education. Its path to doing this is the Program of Advancement through Health and Education. In our series on government's strategic priorities, we highlighted government's move to increase funding for PATH to the tune of $5 billion this fiscal year. That report was in June, and since then we've begun to see results. The success of that intervention exemplified by an awards ceremony for PATH scholars in July.
Destination is like my goal. I'm trying
Shanae Graham, $37,500. She's a 4th runner-up in this category.
The PATH program has helped extensively in allowing me to achieve my academic goals.
Let's make welcome from the Hampton High School, Alexandria Espute.
It aids you to move forward. It gives you an upper hand where others might not have had it.
Shoma Rice Gilman, 8 distinctions, 1 credit. That's a total of 9 subjects.
I have done well due to the PATH program, helping me at school.
High achievers from households on the PATH program have benefited from scholarships which were handed out at the 5th staging of the PATH Top Achievers Awards put on by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security on July 9. 40 awardees were recognized for excellence in the Grade 6 Achievement Test GSAT and the Caribbean Secondary Examination Council CSEC for 2012 and 2013. These top achievers gained averages from 96 to 98% in GSAT and for CSEC 6 to 11 distinctions. For their hard work, they were awarded cash prizes ranging from $37,000 to $150,000 to further their education. Beneficiaries were proud of their accomplishment, determined to keep doing well, and grateful to government for the chance to achieve their dreams. Chedukia Longley is the 2012 PATH Top Female Achiever.
After 7 arduous years, I stand here, a proud graduate of the Glenmuir High School. I express sincerest gratitude to the Program of Advancement through Health and Education, PATH, for this grand opportunity bestowed upon me to reflect, to celebrate, and envision higher learning.
The 2012 Top Male Achiever Award went to another Glenmuir High School student, Peter Williams, who attained 9 distinctions and 1 credit. Those taking top honors for 2013 were Kimberly Burnett of Immaculate Conception High School and Othniel Williams of Denby High. They each received a cash prize of $150,000. The GSAT Top Awards went to Colin Rowe and Tayasha James for 2012, while Devin McIntosh and Radisha Blake copped the main award for 2013. They each earned $80,000. In keeping with the theme Inspiration Through Transformation, the 2014 PATH Top Achievers Awards also sought to reduce stigma and discrimination against PATH beneficiaries. The Ministry of Labour also used the event to inspire and motivate other PATH beneficiaries to excel.
They have helped me to recognize that I have potential, and if there's anything that I'm not sure that I like, I sure like being awarded, so it has motivated me to continue working hard.
The PATH program has paid for my bus fare, so now I'm able to attend school regularly, so I'm able to attend all classes, and attending all classes has led me to be as successful as I am now.
Just set your goals, work hard, and you'll achieve. 'Cause every reality was just one surgery.
In ensuring access to quality education through the PATH program, government is building a pool of qualified individuals to take up existing professions as well as create new ones. And this level of investment in human capital development is being embraced by the beneficiaries. The youngsters expressed gratitude, gave advice, and spoke of ways to give back to their country.
I aspire to become a doctor, not just a normal doctor, but an obstetrician. And you might ask yourself, how can this career contribute to Jamaica? I feel that I can contribute to the safe delivery of our future leaders. And in that way, I can also help in the 2030 vision to make this a place of choice to live, work, and to raise a family.
The PATH program is a very beneficial program to vulnerable students out there, students who are less fortunate, and I'm grateful for the opportunity it has given me.
You will achieve many things while working with PATH.
I can see myself as being an upstanding citizen of Jamaica and being a role model for those around me.
I am happy that our top achievers, our students who are benefiting from the program are doing so well.
Know that I can make it. Oh, never stop trying, so
Now I speak life over this country, and we cancel every untimely death.
No more you pick them and go turn worthless. Have faith you find money for send them go UTech. I declare the greatest crop of future leaders rising up from this generation of youth. Holy men and women, visionaries here, we speak it on, must be a godly fruit. So for the next 50 years of our claim to fame, say make this one thing remain. When we say, Eternal Father, bless our land and guide us in the Father's name. Keep watching Jamaica Magazine.
The new school year has begun, and it is our duty to ensure that each child is safe. So here are a few reminders. It is important to establish a time when your child should be home or at a particular destination. If possible, call to ensure that he or she is there. You can also call on someone trustworthy to check on your child while you are away at work. While at school, let them know that if they see anything suspicious, especially on the playground, they are to go to a teacher or an adult. Let them know they can also scream or shout to get attention. Let's help to keep our children safe with the information they need to know.
Since 1962, the Jamaica Defence Force has been grooming brave men and women to protect the nation and the well-being of our citizens. In the next feature, we look at how this grooming process begins.
The military is the country's last line of defense. It's the ultimate deterrent to threats against the state and citizens. Like a good investment policy, the JDF stays in a state of constant readiness, poised to take immediate action in any national emergency. Before they can do that, they have to get through this. As a JDF officer, you form part of the management structure of the organization that's leading troops into becoming professional men and women. We were eager to find out what it takes to become an officer, and so we journeyed to the JDF's Newcastle training facility in the hills of St. Andrew to witness firsthand the officer selection process.
This group of mostly 18, 19 and 23-year-olds are not kicking a football or playing a video game. They are participating in what will eventually turn out to be one of the most difficult obstacle courses they will ever engage in. It will be like a game of the survival of the fittest. But are they ready? And who will survive?
Despite the blood, sweat, and yes, even tears of tiredness and frustration, the day's event so far does not seem to have put the candidates off their long-term aspiration to become a JDF officer.
This process was a very extreme process, as in it takes a lot of physical strength to get through and mental strength as well, because at times you feel very tired and you want to stop, but you know you cannot stop, so you just have to keep going. We had ideas of what we'll be doing, but we never actually done it before. I play football a lot, so I'm fit, so it wasn't any special preparation, so I just came and I did out my best, and I hope my best is. I'm very confident and I hope my best was good enough. It's important for me to get into the army.
The training, it was very hectic, but with determination, you can pull through. Most aspect of the course was manageable. You have aspects that were very challenging. If I made it this far, then my only determination is to go further to the top. I have what it takes to make it. In the last few years of my life, from primary school to high school, which I just left high school, I have been a leader, a very key leader in those institutions. I was head boy at both institutions, and the JDF is an environment which enhances leadership and believes in leadership and discipline, and that's why I want to be here. The moment I decided to join the JDF, I knew it comes along with serious responsibilities, and if it's that I'm required to be in the fields, then definitely I will be in the field.
Come, let's go, let's go, let's go. Everybody has to do this, you know. This selection process does give them a fair insight into what training would be, because the physical aspects, especially that which you saw at the obstacle course, is something that they will do during basic training here.
And as they move on from here, they will go overseas to do training, and they will encounter many of the things that they do on the selection board.
Join the queue number 4.
Hang on! I'm waiting, I'm still waiting. Notify, why are you still there? You're moving too slow.
As a young officer, you may be in command of a platoon of 30 men or a co-pilot of an aircraft. At the rank of a captain, you could be commanding an infantry company of more than 100 men, the captain of an aircraft, or the captain of a ship. At the rank of major and above, you could be leading more than 500 men.
There is a common thread that runs through a select few, a thread fortified with leadership, commitment, stamina, endurance, and courage. Woven together, they make up the fabric of the Jamaica Defence Force. Individually, they are the officers who lead the force, sworn to stand against enemies of the state.
Oftentimes, we sit on the sidelines and speak in admiration and look on in awe of those who have excelled in their respective fields. But have you ever spent some of that time to consider how and why these individuals were able to stand out? One of the key principles necessary for achieving excellence is belief in self. This belief will dictate how you think and what it is that you do. That belief will help to get you going.
You have to be master of yourself, your thoughts. Don't let anybody judge you. Because what they see on the outside may be like looking at the caterpillar and saying, oh, that's just a worm. Oh, wait a minute, it's in process of developing. Do not let them frame your reality. Master your thoughts from the inside. If you cannot master your thinking from the inside, you cannot fly.
So step outside of what you might consider to be your limitations and embrace the power of positive thinking so that you'll be able to capitalize on all the potential opportunities which are key to your success.
The JIS will be having its first poster competition. And guess what? It's all about our heritage. The theme, We Are Free. All secondary level students are eligible to compete, and the posters can either be digitally designed or illustrated. The rules are simple. First, complete an entry form online from the JIS website. Posters will be judged on your interpretation of the topic, originality, neatness, and presentation. Digital posters should include only the images from a collection accessible on the JIS website. Posters should be no longer than 11 inches by 17 inches. All digital posters should be submitted electronically through a cloud storage service such as Dropbox, SkyDrive, or Google Drive, while illustrations must be taken into the head office or Montego Bay office. Posters should be submitted by Friday, October 31, 2014. Please ensure that you keep a copy of your poster after submission. Yes, there are going to be prizes and surprises for the top 3 students and the top participants. Just in case you need more details to be part of the fun, call JIS at 926-359024, extension 2137, or email heritageposter@jis.gov.jm. Don't delay, get started on your poster now.
Many of us know Kingston Monumental Park as a National Heroes Park, the final resting place for many who have served their nation well. But are you aware of the rich and colorful history of this solemn place? Let's take the tour now.
For a century and more, you could lay bets on the finest equine legs around Kingston Town. Today, it stands in honor of those who played a heroic role in the development of free, independent Jamaica. If you were living in Kingston in the late 1700s and fancied a day at the races with enough quid and an eye for the fastest horseflesh, a purse of £100 sterling could be yours for the taking. This was the Kingston Racecourse, and for over a century it was the center for horse racing in Jamaica. It's believed to have been founded in 1783 and purchased by the Kingston Council in 1818 for £985 and 10 shillings. Back then, it was part of a property called Montgomery Pen, but the more appropriate name, Kingston Racecourse, would stick with the downtown site until the dawn of the 20th century when horse racing moved uptown. Throughout the centuries, what is now the National Heroes Park has witnessed many commonplace moments and historic occasions. Jamaicans of the 19th century might have enjoyed a game of cricket, a bit of cycling, or even a traveling circus. On August 2, 1838, newly freed men and women gathered for grand festivities to mark full freedom. Half a century later, their children came out to celebrate Queen Victoria's Golden and Diamond Jubilees. And in 1891, in a building called Quebec Lodge, the Jamaican National Exhibition was staged at this site on the spot of land now occupied by the Woolmer School. In the second half of the 1900s, the Kingston Racecourse was converted into a public park and renamed the King George VI Memorial Park in honor of the British monarch. A decade after Jamaica gained its independence from Britain, 74 acres of land on the former site of the Kingston Racecourse was redesigned and officially renamed the National Heroes Park. The 7 individuals awarded the Order of National Hero now hold permanent pride of place at the park. It's a final resting place for 3 of them: Marcus Garvey, Sir Alexander Bustamante, and Norman Washington Manley. The others, George William Gordon, Nanny of the Maroons, Paul Bogle, and Sam Sharp, are immortalized in works of art. All have monuments erected in their honor. The National Heroes Park is no gloomy graveyard, but it is the burial site for such Jamaican luminaries as past Prime Ministers Michael Manley and Sir Donald Sangster. The remains of other national figures in the arts, politics, and social welfare are also interred in the park. The site also holds a mass grave for 144 elderly men and women killed in a fire at the Myers Ward of the Eventide Home for the Aged in 1980. And in 1953, the Jamaica War Memorial, or Cenotaph, was relocated from Church Street in downtown Kingston to the National Heroes Park. The 1.5-ton cenotaph stands in tribute to those soldiers who died during World Wars I and II. Members of the island's defense force maintain a constant vigil at the cenotaph, and on the first Sunday of every month, there is a ceremonial changing of the guard, complete with music by the Jamaica Military Band. For the 2012 Labor Day celebrations in the year of Jamaica's Golden Jubilee, the National Heroes Park was chosen as the national project. It recognized not just the heroic figures that are entombed or memorialized at the site, but also the many landmark events that continue to take place there, like the December 1976 marriage of music and politics to promote peace.
Said I see you're having fun, rocking to the roots and rocker. Oh, island in the sun.
In the words of Albert Hubbard, there is no failure except in no longer trying. So I implore you, like the men and women who have gone before you, never give up. Defeat is only defeat when you accept it as such. You can continue sharing with us through our Facebook and Twitter pages, and do not miss out on any of our programs, which are always available on our website or YouTube channel. I'm Audrey Williams. Do have a productive day.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.